Hey guys, John here again, and this time I have a visual comparison between the PC and Xbox One versions of Quantum Break. We've run into plenty of issues with this port, but when it comes to direct comparisons with the Xbox One version, the upgrade isn't quite what you'd expect. Starting off here, we're seeing the PC version running with the Ultra settings there on the left, while we have the Xbox One version running on the right. As you can see, with both games running at 1080p, the general impression is that we really aren't seeing much of a difference here. Part of this stems from the fact that the reconstruction technique used on the Xbox One is still in effect here on the PC, and it cannot be disabled. So, at 1080p, both games are starting from a base resolution of 720p. As you push the resolution option higher, the base resolution from which the image is reconstructed increases as well, but so do the requirements, of course. Now, if we run through this intro area again on the lowest settings, we actually do see some noticeable differences here this time. Screen space effects are completely eliminated, removing reflections and such from the ground. Texture quality is dropped into the basement, and image quality is further degraded. The game definitely looks worse, though perhaps not quite as bad as you'd expect. Particularly when we get into the cutscenes here. During the cutscenes, a lot of the primary effects such as bokeh depth of field are fully enabled on all settings across the board. So that means even when you're running the lowest possible settings, you're still getting something that looks pretty decent during the cutscenes. Of course, the cutscenes are capped at 30 frames per second regardless of your settings. And the third and final preset is labeled medium, and this is the setting that corresponds to the Xbox One version most closely. You get the same reconstructed image quality, the same texture work, same shadows, etc. It all looks basically identical. So what is actually improved on the PC then? Well, the most significant improvements we noticed actually come from a boost in volumetric lighting quality and shadow resolution. Volumetric light shafts are one of the most demanding features in the game, and bumping this up to the Ultra setting has a serious impact on frame rate. As you can see, Xbox One actually matches the lowest setting on the PC. You can of course jump this up to high, which is a marked improvement, or go all the way up to Ultra. Artifacts are still visible, but it's much cleaner overall. We're just not sure it's worth the huge performance cost from using it. Then we have shadow quality, and as you can see, the Xbox version sits at the lower settings once again. It's not always this bad, mind you, but at least on the PC you can clean up things significantly. Distant shadow maps benefit less from the bump in settings, it should be noted. On the lowest setting, it's actually the lack of screen space reflections that sticks out to us most here in this scene. How about another comparison? Once again, even on the highest settings, there isn't a dramatic improvement visible on the PC. Certainly nothing to justify its performance requirements. If we could disable the reconstruction technique, however, and display the game at its native resolution, it's fair to say that things would be quite different. There's another disappointing thing here, in that it's not possible to push higher detail LODs out further on the PC. Grass still draws in near the player, regardless of your settings. And trees continue to pop in, just as they do on the Xbox One version. And this is even on Ultra settings. In that sense, it really does feel like a direct port. Oh, and we ran into some strange animation issues at certain points on the PC as well. This doesn't look quite right. So those are the most noticeable differences we spotted then. Overall, there are a few improvements here and there, certainly, but this isn't really what we would have expected from a PC port. Due to the issues with performance and frame pacing, it's not even possible to match the Xbox One version in terms of fluidity. Anyways, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and until next time, this is John signing off.